Hey guys, how's it going? I've got a pop up episode of Simple Business Stewardship here for you. My name is Lauren Rilling. I'm a fractional CFO for Christian entrepreneurs who need financial clarity in their businesses so that they can grow and profit and keep their values intact. Uh, we are going to get started in just a moment here. Before we dive into today's topic, which is how to achieve financial clarity and what that really looks like and what that really means and what that is going to do to help you grow and scale your business and grow in a way that's profitable and not stressful. I wanted to share with you, if you haven't heard already, that we are having a live masterclass on February 23rd. This masterclass is free. It is going to be live. It's not just going to be one of those evergreen, press play anytime types of situations. And I'm really excited about it. It is called, what is my own webinar called? It is called Unlock Your Profit Potential, the 5 Financial Keys to Scaling Your Business in 2023. I want to make this really time relevant because I know just from having so many conversations that 2023 is not the same as last year or the year before. People are becoming a lot more protective of where their money goes, and people are making cuts and hard decisions. And you want to be one of those line items in their budget, whether you're selling to customers, B2C or B2B. You want to be one of those that go where they go, oh, I am prioritizing them because they serve me so well or their product is so great. Like they are going to be the last to get cut, right? So how do we do that and apply a financial strategy that is going to allow you to achieve those goals? Because it's one thing to map out what we want to do, what we intend to do, but the truth is you've got to have the money to be able to do it. And I want to empower you to do that. So let's dive in now with how to achieve financial clarity in your business. Sorry, I had stuff that was covering up my notes here because I want to make sure that I stay on track today. Okay, so the first thing is this. The first thing you need to have financial clarity is you've got to know what your expenses are for the company. You should be able to know off the top of your head what the cash needs of the business are for the next 6 weeks, for the next 3 months. How much money is it going to take to keep this operation going? Do we have it there? Are we going to run out of money? Are we counting on new revenue? How much new revenue? How much, are we cash flow positive? Are we cash flow negative? If you can answer the question, what are our cash needs for the next 6 weeks? And you have that money there, then you're already in better shape than most companies. If you have enough cash in your business to cover 3 months of operating expenses, and when I say that, I'm also including paying your taxes and paying yourself. If you've got that covered, if you've got the cash needs of the business covered for 3 months, then you're in a really great position. If you realize that, whoa, if we don't have enough, if we only have 4 weeks worth of cash to sustain our operating needs, then we've got to do something about that, right? But knowing is the first step. So what are your operating costs? How much are you paying yourself? What do you need to cover for taxes? Like, do you have that monthly amount that you need to set aside so that you know what your quarterly, estimated taxes are? And just know, like, what does it take? What is that number as of today? Okay, so start with that. That's one of the key numbers that I want you to have if you're going to have financial clarity. Okay, the second thing is when it comes to your profit, like we like to talk a lot about profit here, but when it comes to your profit, what are you using it for? It's not enough just to say that, oh yeah, we have a 25% net profit margin. Okay, great. But do you have a strategy and a purpose and a plan for how you're going to use that profit? Because what happens more often than not, when left to chance, when left to default, is that profit gets spent. So when you look at your profit loss statement and you see that net profit amount it is not going to be the same amount that's in your bank account. A lot of the time, business owners spend that profit unwittingly and then go, wait a second, why is that number? Why is my net profit? Where'd the money go? And the answer is he's probably spent it. Because we do things with that net profit, right? That's money that you had in your bank account and you said, "Ooh, I'm going to go buy this shiny object over here, or I'm going to go buy this thing so that because I want to grow." And so you've got to have a real strategy and a real intentional plan when it comes to what you're doing with your profit. You want to have such good clarity on your personal goals and on the values of the business and what it is that you're trying to achieve, that you know exactly what you need to do next. So perhaps you have debt that you need to pay off. And that's going to improve the financial health of the business. That's going to improve your cash flow, right? We talked about that number, that 6-week number, financial number, that what do you need to just cover expenses? Well, when you don't have to make debt payments, that number goes down, right? So you have a lot more margin, right? Any debt that you do pay off gets added back to your bottom line. So, and you're not paying interest, right? So paying off debt is a great way to give your profit purpose. Building an emergency fund. So improving your cash position where, whoa, we've got 3 months of operating expenses. We're good to go, right? We're not worried about what's going to happen in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, we still have goals, we still have metrics, but we're not coming at it from a place of survival. We're coming at it from a place of how do we get to that next level that we want to be at? And then other ways you can use your profit: giving yourself a bonus, increasing your own income, increasing your team's pay, like giving them a bonus. I mean, how great would it be in this environment where all the talk is around layoffs and just how the labor market is shifting, if instead of being a company that is having to make cuts, which, hey, sometimes that happens. I'm not saying that you should, feel horrible if you can't, pay your team more right now. But how great would it be to work on getting into that position where you actually have a profit sharing plan, where your team gets paid a quarterly bonus based on the profits of the company and their contribution to that? Well, that only happens when you're intentional about planning for your profit. Other things you can do with your profit. Yes, you should be reinvesting into your business, but that's very different from haphazardly spending the money on stuff that you think might grow it. So you take a percentage of that net profit and you say, we're committing to reinvesting this percentage of our net profit back into the growth of our business. And that could happen in many ways. If you are a business that requires inventory, for example, then you may be able to benefit from getting some discounts on buying in bulk so that your gross margins improve. Like your profit margins are going to improve because it costs you less money to buy that thing in bulk. It's like Costco, going to Costco to buy bagels instead of the grocery store. Okay, it's just cheaper, right? So give that profit a purpose. Know what that next right step is so that when you do make that profit, we're not just hoarding money. We're not just saving money for its own sake. It's not about growing the bank account balance as high as possible. It's about knowing what you need your bank account balance to be, and then making sure that what you do with that extra profit is furthering the mission, furthering the values, creating the kind of company and the kind of entrepreneurial freedom that you want to create. And then, so we've got expenses, knowing what your cash needs are for the business, having a plan for your profit, being really clear on what that is. And then the third thing is, what are your personal goals? I know that this isn't a financial number, but I can't stress it enough. You've got to know what your personal goals are for the business. It's not enough to say, I want to double my revenue. Because if you double your revenue, but you're already burnt out from working 70 hours a week, then now you're just working 140 hours a week and you're even more burnt out, right? So we have to recognize and very clearly define what success looks like to you. What do you want your schedule to look like? What do you need and want your owner's pay to look like? What are you doing to create the kind of impact that you want to have in the business? Are you mission aligned, or is there mission drift because we've just been trying different things that with the money that maybe is not as aligned as you thought it was? So know those personal goals, and then we can figure out what needs to happen with the money in order to make those happen. And you're going to love your life and your business when you create alignment between your personal goals and where the money is going. So just to recap, know what your next 6 weeks and your next 3 months cash needs are. Know what you're doing with your profit. Have a plan, not only for what percentage of revenue you're targeting for net profit, but really what is our plan? What are we going to do with that? What will be the best use and allocation of that profit? And number 3, be really crystal clear on your personal goals so that you can create alignment between money in your business and making sure that you are working toward that entrepreneurial freedom, and that it's not working in reverse because you're just working harder to earn more money, right? Okay, that's what I've got for you today, you guys. Let me know your questions, your comments. I'll put the sign up link for the masterclass in the comments so that you can sign up for that if you haven't already. And thank you so much for joining me today, and have a wonderful rest of your week.